Royalties of Peace, in the storm, back to peace that has no storm, looking onto perfect peace. How are you doing today? Yes, it is a day after my water day. It is Thursday. Today is Thursday, May 25th of 2023. True, we had a video yesterday. Did I bring to us the song People by Lil Bianca from Bamenda, Cameroon? That today I'm bringing to us this video to pay tributes to one of our famous mother, friend, sister, comforter of this journey of confusion, seeking recovery to wellness. The battlefield, peace in the storm, back to peace that has no storm. I did get the message yesterday, but for some reason, I've been trying to understand if I am mourning, if I was mourning or honoring. All our lives, we've always mourned those who part from us, who ascend, those who go beyond, those who advance to the other side of life that we do not really comprehend, but we know it's always about peace. Every endeavor of our life tells us we are in search of peace. That when they have gone ahead, we expect them to be of a greater place, of the peace journey. When we say they are more of now greater minds than just trapped in a cage called flesh. Bird in the cage, we are singing until when freed from the cage, when the flesh reverses from a bubble into evaporated gas. A bubble is water with air in it. The air in the bubble helps the bubble to realize that the water around it needs to evaporate. You are the air in the water bubble. And the water evaporates because the mind, perfect peace, the air in the bubble is able to encourage the surrounding to reverse to perfect peace. Peace in the storm, back to peace that has no storm, looking onto perfect peace. So who is this precious of us? Our grandmother, mother, sister, friend of the journey of peace in the storm, back to peace that has no storm, looking onto perfect peace. That even if you say, I don't have a God, you've heard some comforting songs. Some songs that you relate with, even if not perfect, but just that you relate with it, gives you some comfort that there is someone like you that's seeking wellness. That even if this one is angry, he's seeking something else. But just the fact that you're able to diagnose yourself the same like them, help you to realize that there's someone you can have a therapeutic communication to get to some understanding of what is going on. Like a battlefield, it's only a process to the solution. When we argue, it's not because we're against each other. Have I pleaded with us? But rather seeking for solution. That when we have that end goal at mind, we will never feast on each other. We will never feast on each other. But knowing our purpose is to seek a peace treaty. Treating each other with peace. We need comfort is what we mean by tears and crying. When you hear another complaining, it's not because they want a problem, but rather they want peace. It takes step by step to achieve peace. By thinking, Being silent does not mean that someone is not talking, but must be able to talk out. Think out loud. Think out loud, did I learn at the time of COVID when it just started. And the president. Did I learn the importance of thinking out loud? Even if everyone is against you, your thinking out loud helps others to understand where you are of position, and they're able to balance themselves and be able to have a therapeutic communication with you. Our royalty Tina Turner. Will I call her today Orisha Tina Turner? May they become of spirit. Everything you touch, you feel them, for they're not gone away. But the peace in everything we are able to enable. They are in all the good. Must we not leave any complicated, so they bruise not themselves? Turning mistakes into lessons, lessons into blessings. The first step is the initial stage to wellness. The awareness of the diagnosis is the initial step of wellness, not a complicated grief, not a condemnation. Must be able to seek wellness. Some may say, oh no, what I feel about her is negative. Fix your mind. Some will feel negative and want you to feel negative energy about what they're feeling, like passing on the message of what they're receiving. Give them the therapy of therapeutic mind. Fix your mind, because everyone that has given way, and now the air without a bubble. Let anger not build an ice around a bubble. We don't know what that looks like. Air surrounded by ice is the more complicated state of a bubble, water surrounding air. But thank goodness, ice can sublime. Need not go through the process of becoming liquid to sublime. We appreciate the fact that ice is able to sublime, like water can evaporate. There's a quickening in every stage of life. The earliest we recover, the better. Yes. So I bring this beautiful song that she sang for us to reflect upon, to understand how far we have been traveling this road from the roots to the tree of it today. Though you cannot see the roots are the anchor of the tree. You cannot neglect the roots. Let us listen to this beautiful song, Royalties of Peace, Stilling the Storm back to peace that has no storm, looking unto perfect peace. Yes. What love got to do with it? Yeah. She sung the song 1 year after I was conceived, 1984. And she parted from us at the age of 83. And that's when I was conceived, 1983. I feel so touched. I feel so touched. Must understand the touch of your hand makes my pulse react. That it's only the thrill for me, girl, opposites attract. It's physical, only logical. to ignore that it means more than that. Oh, what's love got to do? Got to do with it. What's love but a second-hand emotion? What's love got to do? Got to do with it. Who needs a heart when a heart can be broken? They see you and I'm acting confused when you're close to me. If I tend to look dazed, I read it someplace. I've got cause to be. There's a name for it. There's a phrase that is. But whatever the reason, you do it for me. Oh, what's love got to do? It's got to do it. What's love but a second-hand emotion? A second-hand emotion. What's love got to do? It's got to do with it. Who needs a heart when a heart can be broken? I've been taking on a new direction, but I have to say, I've been thinking about my own protection. It scares me to feel this way. Oh, what's love got to do? It's got to do with it. What's love but a second-hand emotion? What's love got to do? It's got to do with it. Who needs a heart when a heart can be broken? Got to do with it. What's love but a sweet old-fashioned notion? What's love got to do? It's got to do with it. Who needs a heart be broken? Who's got to do with it? What's love got to do? Got to do with it. Who needs a heart when a heart just be broken? Man. You will not believe. I'm 40, but I never ever listened to this song the way I'm doing to it now. I have said all of this to come on to understand that I've been saying the same. I was just emphasizing on what they have been saying, what our mothers have been saying. It felt like some mothers just chose, to say it on the screen and the mothers with you. Because some mothers don't, all mothers never tell the children exactly what it is. Because if they had, then our friends would be able to tell us. That's all I have to say. Except some were keeping it for a secret. Because if your parent tell you something and tell you it's a secret, then they haven't told you. They haven't told you because what your parents tell you should be able to tell someone else. Then they have told you. Because it will only be like setting a trap for you. It's like building a a trap for you to fall. Because if your mother says, um, a thief is coming, but don't call the cops. You know what I mean? Or may say, your friend is drunk and about to drive you home, but don't tell your friend. Like, what? What do you mean, mom? I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Because if your parent ever told you the story about love, the way it's supposed to be told, and then told you to not tell anyone, that was only just to put you in a jeopardy because the one that will mess up with your heart will really mess up with your heart really hard, really hard. Like knowing that they're gonna mess up with your heart and mess up with your heart, that gets really hard. Ignorance sometimes is really helpful than knowing and then someone hurts you. You know what I mean? Like being slapped without being told is better than being told and being slapped. Okay? Like get ready for the slap. You want to guard your face, right? But if you cannot guard your face and they say be ready for the slap, it's like you shouldn't have told me, you should have just slapped me. You know what I mean? But yet, no one should slap no one, right? No one should be slapped. That when we listen to this song, oh God, may her soul rest in peace. What other silence can we give unto our ancestors, those who advance of higher than goodwill? The silence we seek to honor them. What is this silence? It means we don't want to hurt them. We don't want to harm them. Keep away harmful objects from them so they do not get bruised. And that will take off the mind because they are of the mind right now. How we think and how we process things is how they feel and understand of who is going right. Oh, someone's going to get hurt. Oh, how can I save this one from being hurt? Like they feel everything we do and every hurt we get that they can stop. You have no idea how hard that is. When we comprehend our mind, we're able to understand, to process what those who've gone ahead of us are really feeling of a sort. We can have an idea because they're of the mind. They don't have the flesh. They don't have the bubble to cover themselves. Sometimes we say the flesh is a protection, but yet it can it is a catastrophe, right? The longer you stay on the wheelchair, you get disabled, right? Wheelchair is only for a time to gain strength for the tendons, the the light ligaments, the tendon, the fragile tissues to heal. Once the fragile tissues are healed, the strengthened muscles should be able to get up and start doing work, right? You don't want to stay if you don't want to stay in the wheelchair longer than already healed tendons and healed ligaments. You want to be able to get up and start practicing how to walk with your muscles because your muscles need strength. The milder tissues need rest, but the bigger muscles need strength, need to work. So once the tender tissues are healed by your rest, you need to be able to start practicing, not too fast, but carefully to fullness of knowledge. Yes, secondhand emotion. What's love? What's love got to do with it? Who needs a heart when the heart can be broken? Why is it second hand? What is first hand? Before we came into flesh, we were the first hand. Having this second hand of love is a healing ground. When you fall, you seek wellness. The awareness of falling is the need to seek recovery. Today is Ascension Day, according to the Christian Church, the Orthodox Ascension Day. And that's one reason why I chose this day to enable this video. I heard the message about her ascending yesterday. She passed on yesterday. I was grieved. But I felt like, but why am I grieving? She's in a happy place. It's just for us to make her happy by getting back right. What is it like to be in a mansion and seeing someone living in poverty? We have to try to get the place looking right. We should be able to balance with the journey of advancing to wellness, of looking right. Let's look right, like where we're going to. You have to practice here, advancing, like we getting after her should look better. I hope I'm making some sense. I love her so much. When I used to adore her like my mother, when I see her, I see my mom. I see my mom, my aunties, of that age, right? Those who raised me, like she is just them. And her hair, her hair, please. I'm sorry, my picture may not look that bright, not that right because it's on the phone and the phone doesn't really look right. But if you can look at the picture, that same picture that I'm trying to show to you with that afro, that hair, like lion, like like lion is like so cool. You must not become a lion to be called a lion. A lion is the mind of authority. Like she's going, she's choosing a new direction. We have the willpower to choose, right? Like if we could hear this, I don't think we should have ever had a mistake. If I had heard this right, I don't think I've ever made a mistake in my life. I should have been saving but lives instead of killing, instead of killing without knowing. It really hurts. But sometimes there's no laughter in this world. I've come to understand there is no happiness, but the new kind of sadness is the happiness, right? The comforting from the complicated, right? It's amazing. It says you must understand how the touch of your hand makes my pulse react. A boy and girl touch. There's a reaction that is really, really concerning, right? There is that strange reaction that is so concerning that we're still trying to figure it out, and it brings panic. It makes you sweat. It makes it's like you're not ready for it. It's like an exam that you're going to write and you're sweating. It's just weird how it happens, how it gets to be proceeded in the mind or processed in the mind, but we understand that there's something about it. We know it's beautiful, but how we handle it is very scary. It's like a newborn baby, right? That you have to carry the baby. Have you ever seen a big man trying to carry a baby? Some really panic and sweating. You're like, why are you sweating over a little baby when you can walk on a car that is so huge? You know what I mean? It's not about the size, but what the gift is, what it is. You know what I mean? The value, like that's what this love is, right? The heart, a heart that can be broken. It's of the flesh. Like, what is this heart that can be broken in the flesh? When we know it's the first hand of the spirit mind battlefield free. It can never be broken. This is a nightmare we are having. We are still in the reality of perfect peace. We are having a nightmare we must be awakened from. When the nightmare is more of like a plastic, right? Like a heart broken. No, I'm waking out of that sleep. You know what I mean? Choosing your direction should be choosing the direction of recovering back to the reality that we are, perfect peace, right? Did I get to this the same time when I was when I was working on this? I did see the commercial of Barbie in the real world that is gonna be in the theater July 21st of this year, and I really want to go watch it. Barbie in the real world. It's just the same thing, like plastic world, right? When your heart, when you leave the physical world, right, they call real world, and become plastic because you're scared of your heart being broken, like you don't want a heart, right? You find yourself coming back into the flesh, or your flesh struggling, like you acting like a robot, right? Living a plastic life, not trying to live a human life because it's too fragile, right? And you just want to evaporate. But you have to be able to understand, first of all, what this physical life is. You must first of all understand the weakness that you have to recover from what made you fall. You must be diagnosed to know your diagnosis to seek wellness. Like, what are you healing? Where, like, what are you coming out from that you will not fall back into it? You know what I mean? Like, you have to understand that, yes, you know your journey, you know where you're going, but what brought you down? Why are you having this dream, complicated dream of broken heart? Why do you feel that way? You must understand why, right? Before you reach your end goal, so you don't come back down. Because if you come back down, you'll be double pain on the first pain. You don't want to double fall. Once shy, forever shy, Once fallen, forever shy. That's what I'm trying to say. Once fallen, forever shy. I know we've heard of once bitten, twice shy. Once bitten, forever shy, it must be. Of after thinking about once bitten, twice shy, only meaning to get to understand that the twice shy only mean forever shy from the fall. Because you know never want to fall again. Worst if you fall again on the same injured arm or injured side of the body, right? For us to really understand this song of how it is walking in my mind right now of peace in the storm, back to peace that has no storm, looking onto perfect peace. What was she saying? What's love got to do with it? Did I even watch Escape, this Nollywood movie, this African movie by Orisha, by Royalty, Maurice, Sam, and Royalty, Destiny, Etiko, and other actors. And the most famous of the actors were the two of Robert and his wife, the friends of Royalty Morris. They had the best part that love was all about, like the loss of food and loss of sexual of romance, right? Lost, LOST. Okay, not the LUST, the LOST, lost, right? I'm sorry, the loss of food and the loss of romance, right? The lost, the LOST is the complicated of the lost, LUST. What they were expressing was the LOST, complicated lost, right? What is lost? The upside down grill must reverse back to expected. The lost, LOST, must become back the LUST of expected. That strong desire after each other cannot be expressed in the physical of expected. It feels like trying to fuse, bust the bubble too quick, right? Instead of gracefully advancing to wellness and fusing of expected in perfect peace is the only place where we can fuse because there is no battlefield. But when we are in the battlefield trying to fuse, we're instead hurting each other. We can only fuse 6 feet apart. Is much more of the space of everyone's boundary. Everyone have different boundaries, right, of themselves. Like my space, some 3 feet is enough. Some 6 feet. You have to be able to know each other's boundaries, right, to be able to heal. Some want to go even beyond their boundaries. Must you be able to already understand by how they feel, but acting opposite. When the acting opposite is how you feel and reverse and try to help them get back balance. Of that's not the loss I'm trying to get from you. Instead, this is what I'm trying to get. That one is only for the above. Because when you tell them that does not exist, reject it, they instead get rageous. They instead get confused and ashamed, and then arrogance and low self-esteem starts. Low self-esteem comes in, and then arrogance comes after, and then they start shying away from lusting and feeling like rejected because they want to they were trying to lust, and they know lust is right, but you telling them lust is not right. It's like they're from another world when we know we're from the same world, and then looking like divided forever. We cannot stand. Must we figure it out? That when she says, you must understand how the touch of your hand makes my pulse react. That it's only the thrill of boy meeting girl, opposite attraction. When there's a cup upright and one upside down, you cannot leave it that way. You must be able to turn the one upside down back upright. It's physical, only logical, right? The physical that we feel, it's expresses of the logical expectedly of battlefield free. That when we don't feel right, of looking opposite to each other, it's only the matter of inverting, reversing to perfect who we are, right? Of the mind, we begin to feel of battlefield free. You must try to ignore that it means more than that. The physical we feel, you must try to ignore that it means more than that. Play the physical of expected and play the spirit, the mind of expected. Fusing in the mind, you cannot fuse in the physical the same way. Don't try to fuse in the physical like you're fusing in the mind. That you burst the bubble when the other is not yet ready. Everyone is trying to reverse back to perfect. Does not mean we cannot communicate with each other, but there is a way to communicate. Most people to know our boundaries, respecting each other. What's love got to do with it? What's love but a second-hand emotion? The second-hand emotion of like complicated. The first hand is battlefield free. Who needs a heart when a heart can be broken? When the heart is battlefield free mind, in the physical, it's like you should not have a heart, but rather how we handle the heart in the physical should not be able to be broken. That when they want some people want to live the physical life, they fall into becoming like plastic instead of becoming battlefield free, right? Instead of having liquid water around the bubble, they're instead having ice around the bubble, becoming like Barbie in the Barbie house, right? It's amazing how Barbie, like the lady told Barbie, like choose between the two shoes. Do you want the heels or the other? I'm like, why is the other even existing? Like mud, like the real world should not be mud. It's like go back into your physical world and fix it. Stop playing plastic. Stop playing Superman action figures and go back to your real world and fix it. But nobody wants dirt, right? Like nobody wants dirt. Like it's possible to have that life of expected without having dirt, right? We must be able to clean the dirt and not play in the dirt. Those who are living plastic life are not foolish either. They are right to know that we cannot be in a mess, but we have to clean the mess, right? That those who make a mess should be able to be aware of the mess and clean it up. That when someone cleaning up and others are making the mess, they get exhausted and start looking like statues. It doesn't look right. Some are running out of the real world because they're getting exhausted, not because they want to get out. Some walk and just turn into statue walking just because they're excited about cleaning, right? Must we be trying to really emphasize therapeutically of how to recover with modesty? Therapeutic is modesty and not affliction, complicated affliction. Remorseful heart is enough affliction. We need not grieve someone of worst, right? Barbie comes into this real world where there is a mud and all that. It didn't look right. I'm like, you know what? I really have to go watch the movie. It is said that those who love Barbie will like the movie. Those who don't like Barbie will still like the movie. I really have to really watch all of it to really understand what the more detail about it. But just from the commercial, you can tell that it's about going back into your physical, the human life, right, and understand how to play the love of expected in the physical being, so some should not fall like plastic, but rather we go to battlefield free. Plastic, what is plastic? Addiction, right? Addiction, like you are in the physical and feeling like it's comfortable, right? Because you are addicted to the complicated. You cannot walk anymore. You're stranded. Like you're walking and then you turn into ice. Everywhere is looking dirty, but you don't see it, right? Barbie in the plastic world, right? It's really sad. Okay, it's really sad. Like I hope someone trying to understand what I'm trying to say, but we'll talk more about this. All about lost, right? Honoring our dear mother, Mama Tuna. Like it's Tina, Mother Tuna. She's not the first. That we have Mama Whitney Houston. We have all of those, all of them. And I just when I thought about her, I turned around and I felt the comfort of Mama Dolly Parton, like I grew up in those hands, Jolie, Jolie, growing up, that's a comfort to me. Like when you hear those songs, you feel so comfort, you feel so comfortable. It's just, no matter how sad you are, the songs just play and comfort you. It's like alcohol, right? It's like alcohol, but it doesn't hurt. When you're a child, you don't really understand it that way, right? Of complicated or even of right. You're just in between. Until when you reach the place of complicated and then you start falling within a complicated way to arise when the real world is getting back right of expected. There is no dirt, right? There is no dirt, but rather keeping clean and knowing that, oh my goodness, if we have to have a dream of a dirty world, then hey, we have to keep clean so that we never get dirty, right? We put more emergency plans to prevent, snow blocking the road and all that stuff, right? We have all the cars of snow plowing and all that ready and all that, so we do not get any like strangling anyone or hurting anyone, right? So this nightmare has to peace till the storm. We have to get to the right world. When the plastic world of complicated is instead the dream of Barbie. When the real heels, when the heels are supposed to be the real shoes instead of the sandals that was given to her, the brown sandals. You know what I mean? Like, I really have to watch this. Is it upside down Holy Grail? We have to turn upright. We'll understand when we get to watch it right on the 21st, on July 21st. Hopefully we get to watch it. I really want to go to the movies and watch that. So I hope we understand how we're gonna watch it. If we have to go watch it, right? So you know, if you love Barbie, if it's upside down, we're gonna turn it up right? If you don't like Barbie and it shows the upside, it shows the the one that you think that it's supposed to be, then you better be fixing it right. All is a matter of to invert the complicated back to uncomplicated, right? So it says it, the opposite attraction, right, of the upside down Holy Grail and the upright Holy Grail only gives us the need to turn the complicated back upright, and then we'll be able to understand the love of expected, right? Gracefully advancing to wellness should be with the mind battlefield free. I remember Rihanna will say, "I like the way it hurts," right? You're just gonna stand there and watch me cry. I like the way it hurts, like you know, that's like tired and robot and given up. You need to be able to understand our stars, right? Our orishas. Some are still in the physical, some are already advanced, right? So it continues. It may seem to you that I am acting confused when you are close to me. If I tend to look dazed, I have read it someplace. I've got cause to be. There is a name for it. There is a phrase that fits. But whatever the reason, you do it for me. What's love? What love got to do with it? Right? Acting confused. She's acting confused. We are acting like disorientated because we know we are from a place of perfect peace. But having this struggling place of complicated, we try to balance with therapeutic communication, thinking out loud, so we get to the place of perfect peace. Looking like drops of the ocean, being in the ocean, we must be able to diagnose ourselves of what is really distinguishing us from each other. What is the diversity that we have that we need to reverse back to expected so we can speak one language because we are one. What is this language thing that we're struggling with, and everyone having their own thing? What is your own business? What does that mean? When we all businesses affect everyone, right? We must be able to heal from all of those complicated businesses back to expected, right? And then it says, I have been taking on a new direction, but I have to say, I have been thinking about my own protection. It scares me to feel this way, right? I've been taking on a new direction. Is it becoming, tired and frozen, right? Are you now frozen? Let it go, let it go. Can't hold it back anymore, right? I can't clean up anymore, even though I want to clean because I'm exhausted. And then you stay still, and then others, like when they have to turn around and be like, "But oh, where's the cleaner? Oh my goodness!" So you're always messing up because you had a cleaner, and it's like, oh, oh, you know what I mean? Like, really? Do you have to have the cleaner stop cleaning before you have to realize that messing up is not right because you're falling and falling down and tripping on stuff, right? We don't have to get to that. You know what I mean? This nightmare should be able to help us get right and work of expected. So we live in a land of really a dream house, Barbie's dream house, of expected, very applicable of the physical realm. We are very hardworking. We are good people. We're clean people. We can keep things very clean. And even if our great great grand could make a plane, what can we not do at this generation? Seriously, like what can we not really do when it comes to living high lives, right? So, what's love got to do with it? It's secondhand emotion. It's beautiful how at the end of it she says that it is old fashioned, right? She says it's old fashioned love. Old fashioned meaning is of battlefield free mind, our origin, right? You sometimes if I had listened to it, I would think old-fashionedly meaning our ancestors, but that is ancestors are today. Like our yesterday is today, our past, present, future is one. I'm sorry to say this. I don't know if I'm breaking it like a news to someone, but our past, today, and tomorrow is one. Right? It's just a dream. We must be able to awaken to the reality of battlefield free and gracefully, and it takes the babies, right? Tell us when we're gonna get out of the dream. The more we have babies, it means the dream is really gonna be longer. We have to be able to figure it out. It's amazing how we have the willpower to control these things. You know what I mean? By understanding that, oh my goodness, the last card should be played right now, and that's it. We're the ones to play the last card, and it's how we respond by speaking out our mind. Think out loud. When you think out loud the right answer, the game changes. When they give you the keys of the answer, what is next? Your discipline. Don't think, oh, I'm done with the job. But why are they still giving us work when the job is already done? When we already passed the exam? You have to already know the next assignment. You're disciplined. If you're not disciplined, how can you even work? Right? Even if you have all the knowledge and your hands are jumping left and right, how can you even work? Right? It's time for us to really understand what is playing right now. It's not about the answering of the questions. It's discipline, right? But it does not mean that you should forget the answers. It doesn't mean that you should not answer your sheet because they're giving you the keys. You got to answer the sheet and keep and maintain the discipline. Now, if you're missing discipline, start practicing right now. So when the time comes for everyone to get out of the class to be able to have the graduation gown and all that on, you are fit of expected of knowing that it's about the keys to answer and also discipline. If you're not disciplined enough, what is the key given to you? Right? You must be disciplined enough to be able to understand that everyone matters. Everyone is equal. Even the one fallen, you must be able to see the light that they are, the great one that they are before the sickness. Do not call someone by the sickness. Then when you call someone by the sickness, but in your mind you're treating them right, it gives understanding. Right? Some will even call you by your name but treat you like the sickness. You know what I mean? You have to know where you are in this realm to be able to walk of expected, the physical realm, right? Judge of expected, have therapeutic communication so we fix where we're falling short and explain to everyone what we mean, right? Be detailed. Don't say, oh, you need not talk too much. Talk right is what is talking too much. Some people talk say only a sentence, but they've spoken too much. You will not believe it. Just one statement will get somebody so rage and flying left and right. What did she just say? She just told me, get the hell out. That's it. And it's like she said the whole world to you, the way you're acting. You know what I mean? A sentence that is a whole lot, right? What is speaking a lot is speaking the truth. It's not going, someone will go, but it's only one thing. And you'll be grateful because it's only emphasis. You can only get rich when someone is telling you a lie, condemning you of you can never be out of the dream. That should be your healing that you need to give them. Like you should be the one really sick to know that you think that I can stay in this complicated forever. And also I have to be able to show you that I can get out of it. Because sometimes maybe it's diagnosis. And we need to therapeutically think together. It's very important to therapeutically think together. It's all that I understand Mama, Tina, and Tona telling us here. Who needs a heart when a heart can be broken? That if we have the heart, then we should try not to break the heart. If you hear the cup upside down, turn it back upright. Would testify that you are of the expected discipline. Do not reject the cup or push it on the side or call it, oh, rejected cup, upside down cup. Say upside down cup, what you need to do is turn back upright. When you say upside down cup, what you have to do is turn back upright. It gives the whole question and the answer. And then now is discipline that they need. And that's therapeutic healing. That's what they call compliance is given to them, not anxiety. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Teach the children well and let them lead the way. They lead us. When you're out of this world and look back at the children and see them doing right, they're leading us. But when you get out and see them sad, they lead you into sadness. You want them to lead you into happiness. So teach them well. So when she's being able to hear one saying something right, makes her know that yes, the seed is going to grow into the tree. Yes, yes. Hope, hope, hope. Give hope unto each other. Thank you, relatives, for listening. And stay tuned for next Wednesday. I had to make this Thursday video to honor Mama Tina Turner. I just had to. She means a lot to me. I've been singing her song, and yesterday I was singing it at the registry of motor vehicles, and one Papa just came to me and told me, "Do you know who passed away today?" I'm like, no, and like when he told me, oh my God, I was breaking down. I was like, am I supposed to break down? What am I supposed to really do right now? I was same time honored and of her work, and I felt like I owed her the answer key. Like the question you gave us, yes, the answer, Mama. Like, did she get it? I just feel so blessed. May our soul rest in peace. We don't stay back. They go ahead to prepare the mansions that we have to get in of expected, not dirty, right? Let's get cleaning, practicing of better. So when we're getting there, the work is all done and we'll be all looking great. Okay? Royalty, stay blessed and honoring all those that we know that are great. Everyone is great. It's not just her that is great, right? Everyone, every woman is one woman. We're able to honor one, we honor all. Yet, if we can honor all, why not, right? Hope we understand that we honor all women. We of a lesson making or of a blessing making, we all seek wellness. Of the end should be perfect blessing of one mind, battlefield free. Thank you for listening today and watching. Stay tuned for Wednesday. Peace stills the storm back to peace that has no storm, looking unto perfect peace.